We begin sketching the general shape of the hydrangea with loose strokes. Like this. It is rounded, but of course it shouldn't be a perfect circle. For example, mine is a little bit wider than taller. And we also sketch the leaves and the stem very lightly so that the line will not be on our way. Now with a blue pencil we sketch a square and inside of it a little flower with 4 petals. And we repeat this again and again. You don't need to draw the square every time. The hydrangea is composed by many little flowers, each with its 4 petals. They are of slightly different sizes, and some may cover others partially. Once we have the design more or less worked out, we can go over the first one with a violet, to give it some texture and color. The part of the petals that go toward the center are a little bit darker because they catch less light. You will be able to see with more detail every step in the book. Now with odorless mineral spirits and a brush, we melt the pigment to make it more even. Then we move on to the next one. I may use some slightly different tones because I don't want everyone to look the same as each other. That will be boring and unreal. Now I will add a nice light blue to both of them. I think when you are drawing, as you are creating, you are to some degree always improvising. You cannot draw just following a recipe. Once we have other ones drawn, we melt the pigment. This gives a very painterly effect. You can go over and dissolve each little flower as you draw it with a color pencil, or you may prefer to draw a whole bunch of them and then come over with the brush and the mineral spirits. You don't necessarily need to draw every flower in a perfect detail. What I do is that I choose about 3 of them that will be the most prominent ones, in this case the first ones I made, and I draw those with all the detail, but then I leave the rest a little bit lost on the background. This I think looks very good because it also gives them an effect a little bit like out of focus, and therefore the attention of the viewer goes directly to the ones you want the attention on. Delineate the leaves with a green and do also the veins. Then we apply the color. We first do a light layer, which then later we will reinforce. Let's not forget the stem, otherwise the whole flower could fall down. We apply all this green and then we smudge it with the mineral spirits. If you already bought the book on pre-sale and didn't know about the raffle, don't worry. Just email the receipt to the email address I gave and you will be able to participate to win the original drawing. The right side of the leaves are darker because in this case the light is coming from the top left. Therefore the parts that are lower and to the right will be in shadow. That is why we should also darken the lower area of the hydrangea, like this. Once we do it, the full flower immediately has volume. We also darken some spaces between flowers, which looks very good. And it's ready!